After a week-long Cold War with my childhood sweetheart Fiancée, I made our relationship official in a social media post. There are two shadows beneath the moonlight. One is mine, and so is the other. We should bring the marriage registrar right over for you two. The group chat filled with congratulations. You childhood sweethearts are finally getting married. Congratulations. I read their congratulations but didn't reply. I simply added that clingy, jealous college girl to the group. Don't get the wrong idea, everyone. This is my wife. The once lively group chat fell silent in an instant. Just moments ago, I discovered that my fiancée, the woman about to marry me, was still entangled with her ex-boyfriend. By Ningbing told me there was an urgent matter at work tonight, so I had to clean our new home by myself. I opened the wardrobe. By Ningbing's clothes hung neatly along one side, arranged by color from light to dark. A plaid skirt on the bed stood out sharply. She must have just changed out of it. There were faint creases at the elbows and collar. I tossed it into the washing machine. As the machine hummed, I decided to mop the floor too. An hour later, I gazed with satisfaction at the spotless room. After finishing the cleaning, on impulse, I opened a drawer. By Ningbing was a bit of a neat freak. Everything in plain sight had to be pristine and orderly, but hidden places were another matter. Sure enough, the drawer was a complete mess. Tie clips, buttons, coins, tissues, and wait, what's this? Puzzled, I took it out. It was an old phone, its edges badly worn, its back cover slightly bulging. Driven by curiosity, I pressed the power button. To my surprise, it still had power and no passcode. The instant the screen lit up, a sense of dread washed over me. Because the wallpaper showed by Ningbing's ex-boyfriend. Reason told me I shouldn't invade her privacy, but my hand opened the messaging app on its own. The latest message had been sent at 3:17 this afternoon. If you don't come, I'll keep waiting until you do. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. Didn't they break up 3 years ago? I scrolled further up. More messages came into view. I had a great time seeing you last week. When can you come again? Fang Yuan won't find out, will he? Do you remember our first date? It was at this same cafe too. My vision blurred more and more. It felt as though a boulder was crushing my chest. I could barely breathe. They not only shared snippets of their daily lives from time to time, they spoke on the phone often too. Their most recent call was the night before last, and it lasted over 20 minutes. That very night, By Ningbing told me she was having dinner with a client. Every beautiful dream I had of our future collapsed in that moment. I don't know how much time passed. Then I heard a key turn in the lock. By Ningbing pushed open the door. A weary smile was on her face. Fang Yuan, I'm home. The project ended early today. So, her voice cut off abruptly. Her eyes fell on the phone in my hand, and all color drained from her face. My voice was eerily calm. I raised the phone toward her. What is this? Can you explain? By Ningbing swallowed hard, forcing a smile. Oh, that old phone. I thought I threw it away ages ago. How did you find it? I fought to contain my rage, but my voice began to tremble. Don't change the subject. You've been in touch with Qing all along, while we've been planning our wedding. By Ningbing stepped forward to hug me, but I took a step back and avoided her. Qing, we only talk once in a while. I gave a cold laugh and tapped the screen. Just talking. No calls, no meetings. Did talking to him make you happy? Were you happy to see him regret it and beg to get back together? By Ningbing's expression turned complicated. A mix of embarrassment, anger, and a trace of guilt. Who gave you permission to go through my phone? Fang Yuan, do you realize that's my private business? Private business? We're about to get married, yet you're secretly seeing your ex-boyfriend. Is this how you treat marriage? By Ningbing raised her voice. We weren't on a date. We just had coffee and talked. What's the big deal? Can you stop making such a big deal out of this? Making a big deal out of it. By Ningbing, do you even hear yourself? If I secretly met with my ex-girlfriend, and she sent messages begging to get back together, what would you think? That's different. Qing and I have known each other for 7 years. Even after breaking up, we're still friends. Can't you try to understand me? I knew you'd be angry, which is why I didn't tell you. Friends? What kind of friends have to hide their meetings from me? You knew I'd be angry, and you hid it from me anyway. Last Wednesday night, you said you were working late, but you were really seeing him. Today, you said you were working late too, but he asked to see you again, didn't he? She fell silent for a few seconds, then suddenly exploded. Yes, I went to see him. So what? Can't I have a life of my own? We're just friends. Huh, friends? Does he see you as just a friend? Does he even know we're getting married? Anger and despair consumed me. Tears brimmed in my eyes. Bai Ningbing looked impatient. She hurried over and tugged at my sleeve, her tone softening. Fang Yuan, don't overthink this. It's long over between him and me. Stop being so paranoid all the time. When you act like this, you put so much pressure on me. Qing wouldn't act this way. Her words were like a sharp blade, driven straight into my heart. So, you're comparing me to him? Do you regret it? Bai Ningbing didn't answer right away. I watched her hesitate, words caught on her lips. And suddenly, I calmed down. Bai Ningbing, tell me, are you still in love with him? She froze, staring straight at me. The next second, some emotion seemed to strike her all at once. Her eyes reddened, and her voice suddenly rose. I don't know. Fang Yuan, I don't know. Are you satisfied now? Why did you have to touch that phone? Why do you have to make things so hard for me? With that, she sank into a crouch. Covering her face, her shoulders shook violently. Her sobs slipped through her fingers, broken and uneven, as if she had suffered some terrible injustice. I watched her, and something inside my chest inexplicably went hollow. Suddenly, I didn't feel quite so heartbroken anymore. You were clearly the one who made the mistake. Why were you the one crying so miserably? I opened my mouth, wanting to say something, but my throat felt completely blocked. No sound came out. I looked at her curled up figure on the floor. That face I once thought was the most beautiful in the world was now crying in a miserable mess. I turned away and wiped my eyes with my sleeve. Fine, I understand. With that, I turned toward the bedroom. Bai Ningbing seemed to realize what she'd said. She hurriedly got up and grabbed me, her voice still aggrieved. Fang Yuan, I didn't mean it like that. I was just too angry. Don't touch me. I threw off her hand. I moved hard and caught my foot on a slipper. I lost my balance and crashed hard into the coffee table. My right arm struck its sharp corner. A sharp pain shot through me. I curled up on the floor. Looking down, I saw a long gash on my arm. Bai Ningbing froze where she stood. The shock on her face slowly turned cold. Oh, I see. So all that talking was just to stage this injury and play the victim? Trying to make me apologize again? Trying to pin the blame on me again? I barely even touched you. Bai Ningbing looked down at me from above. You do this every time we fight. Stop pretending. Fang Yuan, you're a terrible actor. I looked up at her. Tears still clung to her face. Suddenly, I found it almost laughable. I was glad I hadn't moved in yet. I got to my feet without looking at her again, and headed straight for the door. Where are you going? Can you stop acting out? Let's talk this out. Bai Ningbing chased after me and grabbed my wrist. I stopped and turned back to face her. My gaze was utterly calm. Let go. But her eyes were full of impatience. Can you stop throwing these childish tantrums? I wrenched free, my voice final. There's nothing left for us to discuss. The wedding is off. Fine, call it off. Fang Yuan, don't regret this. I ran out, the door slamming shut behind me. I ran fast. So fast I had no time to think about what had just happened. Years of love had ended just like that. I didn't dare think about it. I was afraid I'd fall apart. But not now. At least not in front of her. I ran to an intersection, stepped on a pebble, and twisted my ankle. I fell to the ground in a humiliating heap. My palms and knees burned from the scrape. It hurt badly. I'd probably broken the skin, and I'd scraped the cut from earlier too. Are you okay? Do you need help? A passerby saw me sprawled there, and came over to ask. My ears were ringing, and I couldn't focus on anything else. I'm fine, thank you. After thanking them, I fled in a panic. All I wanted was to go home. Once I got home, I immediately disinfected the wounds on my hands and knees. After bandaging them, I crawled beneath the covers and curled up. My head felt full of lead, growing heavier and heavier. My body felt as if something heavy were crushing it. It was so heavy. My consciousness slowly blurred. Exhausted in body and soul, I had no idea how long I slept. Then I heard the doorbell. I dragged myself up in a daze and went to answer it. When I opened the door, my buddy Xiao Huohuo was standing outside. What happened to you? Xiao Huohuo stepped closer and gently pressed the swollen side of my face. What happened? How did you get hurt? Man, why are you crying? He supported me with his shoulder, gently patting my back with his other hand to comfort me. Once I'd calmed down, he asked me again, what exactly happened? I let out a sigh. It's Bai Ningbing. She's still in contact with her ex-boyfriend. She's been talking to him and meeting him behind my back. We had a fight just now. Xiao Huohuo went still, hardly able to believe it. The four of us, me, Xiao Huohuo, Bai Ningbing, and Bai Qiyu, The four of us grew up together. I never thought she'd do something like this, no matter what. I told Xiao Huohuo the whole story. Xiao Huohuo's face turned livid. Fury blazed in his eyes. Her ex again? Does this never end? Bai Ningbing is such a piece of trash, damn it. She actually met her ex behind your back. Then he noticed the injuries on my knees and arm. You still haven't told me. How did you get these injuries? I gave him a brief account of how I got hurt. Amid Xiao Huohuo's curses and comfort, I drifted off to sleep again. When I woke again, the smell of food had lured me awake. Xiao Huohuo was busy in the kitchen. Hearing me get up, he didn't turn around. You're awake? Go wash your face. Dinner's almost ready. I nodded and thanked him. Then I went to wash up and brush my teeth. When I came back out, the table was already laden with food. Xiao Huohuo felt my forehead. All right, your fever's gone down. Eat first, then take your medicine. So I had a fever. I had no idea where he'd found the fever medicine. I wolfed down my food. I'd missed 3 meals and was starving. I felt like I could eat a whole cow. After I ate, Xiao Huohuo ordered me back to bed to rest. I wanted to keep talking with him, but he refused. He tucked the covers around me. Get some sleep. Xiao Huohuo didn't leave until I had fallen asleep again. After Xiao Huohuo left, he immediately called Bai Qiyu. Honey, where are you? Bai Qiyu paused. His tone sounded off today. I'm at our usual place, on the first floor of the club. Is Bai Ningbing there? Yes. What's wrong, honey? Before Bai Qiyu could finish, Xiao Huohuo had already hung up. When he rushed over, he grabbed a glass of wine from a waiter. He threw open the private room's door and splashed the wine toward Bai Ningbing. But he was too far away and missed. He was trembling. The glass slipped from his grip and fell to the floor. Bai Qiyu jumped in fright. She quickly stepped between them. What's wrong, honey? What happened to make you this angry? Xiao Huohuo clenched both hands in a fist, struggling to contain his rage. Ask your sister what she's done. Bai Qiyu turned to Bai Ningbing. Bai Ningbing said nothing. She only kept downing drink after drink. You're still tangled up with your ex-boyfriend. Bai Ningbing, you've really outdone yourself. Stringing one man along while enjoying another, huh? The smile vanished from Bai Qiyu's face. Sis, you really. Bai Qiyu felt a headache coming on. No wonder her sister had kept asking her out for drinks these past few days. But this despondent, heartbroken look, she didn't know what it was for. Bai Ningbing didn't argue back. She only asked, how is he now? Has he calmed down? Xiao Huohuo snapped. The hell he has, you heartless piece of trash. How could you do something like this? Bai Ningbing tipped back her head and took another drink. Then she said to no one in particular, I'll go see him in a few days. Right now, we both need time to cool off. There is nothing going on between Zhu Qing and me. Xiao Huohuo took a deep breath and gave a cold laugh. Mockery curled at his lips, but with too much to consider, he said nothing more. Nothing matters more than my brother. If this wedding happens, my name isn't Xiao. Xiao Huohuo left in fury. Bai Qiyu hesitated, then chose to go after her husband. A few days later, I was feeling mostly better. I went to tend my flower shop. I was trimming flower stems when the clear chime of the doorbell rang. Welcome. What kind of flowers can I get you? The woman wore a gray athletic outfit. A headband held back her hair. She was beautiful. The instant she saw me, her eyes lit up. Her expression softened, too. Fang Yuan, you've forgotten me. Her voice was hurt, but lovely. I studied her delicate face carefully. She was so beautiful. If I'd met her before, there was no way I wouldn't remember. I shook my head. She looked even more wounded. Even the little lock of hair sticking up from her head drooped. Then she suddenly remembered something. She searched her pocket and pulled out a bracelet. Then this must be yours, Fang Yuan? I was startled. It really was my bracelet. My grandmother had given it to me before she died. After I realized it was missing, I searched for it everywhere, but I could never find it. It must have fallen off when I took that tumble. I reached for the bracelet, but she pulled her hand back. I looked up at her. What's wrong? Instead, she gently took hold of my wrist and fastened the bracelet around it. This bracelet suits you perfectly, Fang Yuan. I couldn't help laughing. Where did this sweet young college girl come from? She sure knows how to talk. Shang Xinci clasped the bracelet around my wrist, but her fingertips did not let go right away. You really don't remember me, Fang Yuan? I stared at her for a long while. If I had ever met a girl this beautiful, I could never have forgotten her. The little lock of hair atop Shang Xinci's head instantly wilted. She was about to speak when the flower shop's bell rang again. Bai Ningbing stood in the doorway. Her face was darker than the skies outside. She immediately saw Xinci holding my hand. She strode over. Fang Yuan, come back with me. I pulled my hand away. We've already broken up. As though she hadn't heard me, Ningbing reached for me. Xinci stepped in front of me. Ma'am, he doesn't want to go. Ningbing gave her a dismissive once-over. This is between him and me. It isn't any outsider's business. I took out my phone and started recording. Then let's make this clear. You meet Qing every week and use an old phone to keep in touch with him. When I found out, you wouldn't explain and even shoved me down, injuring me. Now you've come to drag me back. Do you think you can just walk all over me? Or do you think that because we've known each other so long, I have to wait for you? Several customers in the shop turned to look. Ningbing finally let go. Qing and I are just friends. I'll throw that phone away. I'll delete all his contact information too. Fang Yuan, don't pick some stranger. Just to spite me. After hearing that, Xinci suddenly smiled. Who says we don't know each other? She lifted my wrist and shook the bracelet. Fang Yuan dropped this when he was little. I've kept it safe for him for many years. Ningbing's expression changed. I was completely confused too. Xinci didn't explain further. She only asked whether I wanted something to eat. I nodded and walked out of the flower shop with her. Ningbing followed us outside and grabbed my arm again. Fang Yuan, do you really not want me anymore? I pushed her hand away. It's not that I don't want you. You say you want to marry me, yet you can't let go of your old flame. I'm stepping aside, so you two can be together. She tried to stop me again, but I raised my voice. Don't touch me. People nearby stopped in their tracks. Ningbing could only remain where she was. Xinci and I had walked quite far away, before she finally slowed down. Does your arm still hurt, Fang Yuan? I looked down. She meant the arm I'd injured in the fall. My sleeve had covered it completely. Yet she had still noticed. Xinci took me to a nearby clinic. After having my bandage changed, she pressed antibiotics and warm water into my hands. Take them after eating, never on an empty stomach. She didn't press me about Ningbing, nor did she use the chance to say a single bad word about her. Instead, I couldn't help asking, who exactly are you? Xinci pulled up an old photo on her phone. In the photo, a little girl with mud all over her face stood by a river. Beside her was a boy holding a stick. That boy was me as a child. She pointed to the little girl. That's me. Many years ago, I spent the summer at my grandmother's home in the countryside. The village kids saw how neatly I was dressed and deliberately threw mud at me. You chased them away with a stick, Fang Yuan, then took me to the river to wash my face. You told me then, stick with me from now on. I've got your back. At last, my memories began to return. The little girl who followed me everywhere, always stuffing all her snacks into my hands, that little crybaby, was Xinci. Later, my parents took me back to the city. I must have left the bracelet behind then. She had kept it all this time. Even the scratches on its clasp were unchanged. Xinci looked at me. You said you'd wait for me in the city, Fang Yuan. I've looked for you for so long. My heart ached, but something still felt off. Were all those chance meetings at the flower shop these past few days really coincidences? She blinked. The first one was. The ones after that weren't. She admitted it surprisingly readily. Before I could laugh, my father called. He told me to come home for dinner. Mom had made my favorite flash-fried shrimp. At dinner, Mom brought up getting our marriage license again. What day are you and Ningbing planning to get your marriage license? Should we find an auspicious date? I set down my chopsticks. There's no need. We've broken up. My parents both froze. I told them about the messages on the old phone, the injury on my arm, and everything that had happened before we broke up. My father was silent for a long time, but he still tried to persuade me. You've known each other for so many years. Any misunderstandings can be worked out slowly. Don't make a marriage decision in the heat of anger. Mom nodded in agreement. Suddenly, I felt utterly exhausted. You didn't even ask what she'd done. Yet you've decided I'm the one making a scene. I got up and left, sitting alone in the park until dark. When Xinci found me, my eyes were still red. She didn't ask why I had cried. She only placed a cup of hot soy milk in my hands and sat beside me. After a long time, she finally spoke. Fang Yuan, will you marry me? I turned to look at her. Xinci didn't seize the chance to hug me, nor did she pressure me for an answer. She only handed me her ID card and faculty ID. Xinci, the youngest female professor at Nankai University. This isn't a spur-of-the-moment decision. And I'm not trying to take advantage of you while you're hurting. I've searched for you for years. I've wanted to marry you for years too. You can say no. I'll still be by your side. I held her faculty ID in my hand. Give me one night to think about it. Xinci nodded. Okay. She walked me to my door. She truly did not take another step forward. Before leaving, she sent me just 3 documents. The first was proof of her employment. The second was her credit report. The third was her medical examination record. There was also a message. Take your time verifying everything, Fang Yuan. I didn't take her word for it alone. I called Xiao Huohuo. When he heard Xinci's name, he fell silent for a while. That young professor from Nankai University. She's been coming to your flower shop for a long time. She even asked by Qiu what flowers you like, and whether you were married. I frowned. Why didn't you tell me? Back then, by Ningbing was all you could think about. Would you have listened if I told you? Xiao Huohuo cursed me out, but still gave me a serious warning. Marriage isn't for healing a broken heart. If you only want to make Bai Ningbing jealous, don't drag that girl into it. I took his words to heart. I called Xinci. If I say yes tomorrow, it won't be to get back at anyone. But I've just ended a relationship. I may not be able to return your feelings equally anytime soon. Xinci listened quietly. I know. All I'm asking for is a chance at a sincere beginning. I'm not asking you to love me right away, Fang Yuan. As long as you don't use me to provoke your ex or lie to me, that's enough. After the call, I sent the messages from my old phone, the hospital records, and the notice ending the engagement, and sent them all to my lawyer for backup. It wasn't a pledge for my next marriage. It was to put my last relationship to rest for good, so no one could casually rewrite it again. The next morning, I sent her the address of the marriage registration office. See you at 9. At exactly 9, Xinci was waiting outside the marriage registration office. She wore a white shirt and black trousers, with 2 document folders clutched to her chest. I walked over. What's in those? Proof of income, medical reports, and property records, and the prenuptial agreement I drafted. Xinci handed me the documents one by one. Take your time reading them, Fang Yuan. Your flower shop and all your assets remain yours. My premarital assets remain mine. After marriage, we'll open a joint account and discuss major expenses together. If you change your mind, we can stop at any time. I looked at her meticulously prepared documents. And you call this a sudden proposal? Xinci's ears turned slightly red. The proposal was sudden. The preparation wasn't. She planned this all along. It acted as though it were spontaneous. I didn't sign immediately. Instead, I added a clause. If either of us reconnects with an ex, we have to tell the other. Xinci picked up a pen. I don't have an ex, but if you want it included, Fang Yuan, I'll sign it. The clerk confirmed 3 times that we were marrying of our own free will. Every time, Xinci and I answered clearly. When they handed us the red marriage certificates, I still felt dazed. Yesterday, I was grieving a failed engagement. Today, I was already Xinci's husband. Yet her smile shone brighter than the sun outside. She tucked both marriage certificates protectively against her chest. I'll keep both of these. We get 1 each. Mine is yours too, Fang Yuan. I'm afraid I'll lose it. Her reasoning was so sound that I couldn't argue. When we got home, Xinci came in carrying newly bought household supplies. First, she placed a new key by the entrance. This is the key to my apartment. You can live at either place, Fang Yuan. I didn't take it. Let's stay here for now. It's close to the flower shop, and we don't need to move right away just because we're married. Xinci didn't insist. She only hung the key at the far end of the rack. Then it can wait here for now. I pointed at the bills. Rent, utilities, groceries. We'll split the joint account contributions evenly. She thought for a moment. All right, but I'll cover the cost of your medicine while you're injured, Fang Yuan. Why? Because I'm family now. She said the word family with absolute seriousness. I couldn't hold back a smile. Then I transferred the first deposit into our joint account. The toothbrushes, slippers, and cups all came in pairs. She put her things in the spare bedroom. I'll sleep here. Until you're ready, Fang Yuan. I won't enter the master bedroom. Then she added, of course, unless you invite me in yourself. I tossed a pillow at her. Keep dreaming. That night, I slept unusually soundly. When I woke in the morning, I found Xinci asleep, lying face down beside my bed. She heard me stir. The little cowlick atop her head slowly sprang up. It was our first night as a married couple. I wanted to be closer to you, Fang Yuan. Don't worry, I didn't get into bed. I looked at the side of her face, reddened from being pressed down, and handed her the spare pillow. Sleep on the couch tonight. No more sleeping on the floor. Xinci nodded at once. as if she'd won a grand prize. We were brushing our teeth in the bathroom when someone suddenly knocked on the door. Thinking it was Xiao Huohuo, I had Shang Xinci answer it. The moment she opened the door, she came face to face with my parents. Shang Xinci looked back at me. Fang Yuan, I think it's our mom and dad. I nearly swallowed my toothpaste. Fang Yuan, are you treating marriage like a joke? How long have you known each other? Do you even understand one another? Shang Xinci didn't hide behind me. She took out our marriage certificates, her work ID, and the prenuptial agreement, then laid them neatly on the coffee table. Sir, getting married so suddenly was our decision. If you're worried someone's deceiving him, investigate me. I won't hide my job, income, or family background. But please first hear why Fang Yuan ended his previous relationship. My father said nothing. I brought out the backed up messages and hospital diagnosis. The moment Mom saw the photos of my injuries, her eyes reddened. Why didn't you explain this clearly yesterday? I did explain. You just wouldn't listen. Dad took off his glasses and wiped them over and over. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said you were making a fuss without hearing why. If you don't want to marry by Ningbing, we support you. Right in front of me, Mom called by Ningbing's mother. The moment Mrs. Bai called her an in-law, Mom cut her off. Don't call me that anymore. I've seen the proof that your daughter kept in touch with her ex-boyfriend, as well as Fang Yuan's medical report. I've seen it all. This marriage arrangement is over. Mrs. Bai tried to call it a misunderstanding, but Mom gave her only one reply. When your daughter learns to respect people, then we can discuss misunderstandings. After she hung up, she pressed my favorite childhood candy into my hand. Mom was wrong yesterday. From now on, you speak first, and we'll listen first. As for you and Miss Shang, Dad glanced at the marriage certificates on the table. You've already registered. What am I supposed to do? Tear down the registry office? Shang Xinci immediately changed how she addressed him. Thanks, Dad. Dad glared at her. Don't call me that so soon. She agreed, but her very next word was still Dad. During the meal, Dad peered through his powerful prescription lenses and scrutinized Shang Xinci from head to toe. Since you're married, both families should have dinner together sometime, and the wedding must be properly arranged. The Fang family doesn't do things in secret. Shang Xinci answered faster than anyone. I'll make sure Fang Yuan has a grand wedding. Only then did Dad put a flash-fried shrimp in her bowl. After my parents left, Shang Xinci immediately wrapped herself around my arm. Fang Yuan, what did Mom whisper to you just now? My ears grew warm. Why are you asking so many questions? She didn't press me. Instead, she rested her chin on my shoulder. So, when will you acknowledge me publicly, Fang Yuan? I took out my phone and posted our marriage certificate photo online. The caption had only one line. Under the moonlight are two shadows. One is mine, and the other is mine too. Our childhood friends group chat instantly exploded. You finally married by Ningbing? Childhood sweethearts finally made it. When's the wedding banquet? I didn't explain. I simply added Shang Xinci to the group chat. Don't get the wrong idea, everyone. This is my wife. The group chat went silent for an entire minute. The first message to break the silence came from Xiao Huohuo. I can personally confirm the bride is not by Ningbing. Bai Qiyu immediately followed with a cash gift. My brother-in-law is officially out. Congratulations, Professor Shang, on making it official. Only then did everyone else catch on. Congratulations and question marks flooded the screen together. Someone messaged me privately asking if I was doing this out of spite. It wasn't spite, nor was she some instant replacement. The last relationship was over. This one was my own choice. Shang Xinci held my phone, smiling so broadly that her dimples appeared. She changed the group name to Fang Yuan is married. Wife? Shang Xinci. I was just about to change it back when she placed our marriage certificate in front of me. I'm officially certified. No take-backs. 2 weeks later, Shang Xinci formally visited my parents for the first time. She wore a sharply tailored suit, and the trunk was packed with tea, fruit, and health supplements. No cigarettes or liquor, and no flashy, useless ornaments. On the way, she checked the rearview mirror 8 times. Fang Yuan, is my hair messy? Is this outfit too formal? My dad won't really throw me out, will he? I stopped her from fussing with her hair. Professor Shang, were you this nervous during your thesis defense? A defense only determines my career. Today determines whether I have a family. That took all the fight out of me. After we went inside, she sat perfectly straight on the couch, not knowing where to put her hands. My family's dog circled her, sniffing for ages, then finally rested its head on her lap. Dad cleared his throat. Alpha doesn't warm up to strangers. Shang Xinci seized the opening at once. Dad, does that mean he accepts me? Dad didn't answer, but he nudged the teacup closer to her. That afternoon, Xinci insisted on showing off her cooking in the kitchen. Dad made 6 dishes, and she added another 5. The 4 of us sat before the overflowing table. Everyone felt too awkward to speak first. Dad was the first to try the fish she'd made. Cooked just right. Xinci sat even straighter. Fang Yuan has a sensitive stomach. I usually cook light meals. His stomach medicine is in the second bedside drawer, and there's another supply in a drawer at the flower shop. After Mom heard that, she quietly took out the medication list she'd written down and slid it in front of Xinci. The two leaned together and compared their notes, not even overlooking whether each medicine should be taken after meals. Dad never said he accepted her, but he placed the spare house key on the table. When Fang Yuan is busy, just let yourselves in. Don't wait outside the door. We had barely sat down when the doorbell suddenly rang. Bai Ningbing's parents stood outside with Bai Ningbing and Bai Qiyu. Mrs. Bai held gifts in her hands and began by apologizing. Old Fang, we brought Ningbing here to apologize. She's deleted all of Zhu Qing's contact information. She's gotten rid of that old phone too. Fang Yuan, you've been together for so many years. You can't throw it all away over one misunderstanding. The living room instantly turned cold. When Bai Ningbing saw Xinci, her expression darkened further. Fang Yuan, putting on a show for me online was bad enough. Did you really bring her to meet your parents? Dad's face darkened first. She wasn't brought here. She's the daughter-in-law we invited into our home. Bai Ningbing froze. Her gaze fell on the spare key. Before I could say a word, Xinci stepped closer to my side. Miss Bai, this is my husband's home. It's perfectly normal for me to meet his parents. But did no one tell you before you came here that he's already married? Bai Ningbing gave a cold laugh. How long have you even known each other? He's only using you to get back at me. Fang Yuan loved me for so many years. How could he possibly let go just like that? I got up and returned to my room. I took out the old phone from the home Bai Ningbing, and I had prepared. I'd already backed up the messages. I said it before Bai Ningbing. I had a wonderful time seeing you last week. When will you come again? Fang Yuan won't find out, will he? Those words weren't a misunderstanding. You lied to me and met Zhu Qing. That wasn't a misunderstanding either. After I found out, you didn't apologize. Instead, you shoved me and injured me. Then I played the recording from that day at the flower shop. Bai Ningbing said herself that she'd throw away the old phone and delete Zhu Qing's contact information. Yet she still refused to admit that hiding it and meeting him were betrayals in themselves. Once both pieces of evidence had played, no one in the living room called it a misunderstanding again. Mrs. Bai hurried to smooth things over. Ningbing knows she was wrong. She'll never do it again. I looked at her. Mrs. Bai, deleting his contact information only ends the wrongdoing. It isn't compensation for me, and I don't need compensation. Bai Ningbing gritted her teeth. So, you're really going to throw away all those years we had over something this small? I raised my hand, blocking hers as she reached for me again. When you shoved me, I won't shove you back. But from today on, don't ever touch me again. I took out my marriage certificate and placed it beside Xinci's on the table. This isn't an act. Xinci is my legal wife. Bai Ningbing stared at the photo for a long time without speaking. Bai Qiyu walked over to her. She took the engagement ring she'd previously returned from me and placed it back in Bai Ningbing's palm. Sis, Fang Yuan returned this to you long ago. Stop pretending you don't understand. Bai Ningbing clenched the ring tightly. Fang Yuan, don't regret this. I pushed the old phone back in front of her. I'm not the one who should regret it. You can leave now. After the Bai family left, Xinci grew quiet instead. Mom reheated the dishes on the table and served Xinci a bowl of soup. Xinci accepted it, her eyes instantly lighting up. Thanks, Mom. This time, Dad didn't correct her. After we got home, she sat at the very edge of the couch, not clinging to me like she usually did. When I went over, her eyes were rimmed red. Fang Yuan, I'm a little scared. You've known each other for so many years. All that time. No matter how hard I try, I can never make up for it. I handed her my phone. Do you want me to delete Bai Ningbing? Xinci shook her head. That's your choice, Fang Yuan. I can't use our marriage certificate to control your contacts. I only hope that, if she contacts you again, you'll tell me, right in front of her. I deleted Bai Ningbing's private contact information. Before deleting it, I saved a screenshot of her final message. Bai Ningbing had said, "You'll regret this sooner or later." I didn't reply. I only gave the screenshot to my lawyer. Not because I was afraid of her, but because I no longer wanted to fight her over who won or lost. When I was done, I set my phone face down on the table. You didn't make me delete her. That relationship is already over. There's no need to keep a private line between us. Xinci finally leaned against me, resting her forehead on my shoulder. Fang Yuan, what am I to you? Professor Shang. Nope. Your little childhood sidekick? Not that either. I teased her for a while on purpose, then finally stroked her little cowlick. My wife. Happy now. Xinci immediately looked up, her eyes shining so brightly it was almost alarming. Happy. Very happy. She pulled a small card from her pocket. It was densely covered in notes. Fang Yuan doesn't eat cilantro. Take his stomach medicine after meals. Don't press him when he's in a bad mood. Wait for him to speak when he's ready. I snatched the card from her. What's this now? Post-marriage observation notes. Xinci answered with complete conviction. Fang Yuan doesn't like people making decisions for him. I need to remember that. I folded the card and tucked it back into her palm. Keep writing. Next one. No crying alone in secret. The day our parents officially met, I learned Xinci was far from an ordinary college girl. At 23, she was already Nankai University's youngest professor. Her parents had also prepared property and a trust for her years ago. Dad looked over her resume, then at me. Where on earth did you find her? Mrs. Shang laughed first. Your son didn't find her. When she visited the countryside as a child, she followed Fang Yuan around every day. After she came home, she talked about him for years. Mr. Shang pulled an old photo album from a document bag. It was full of photos of a muddy little girl and a boy carrying a stick. Some showed them crouching by the river, washing their faces. Others showed them being chased after stealing watermelons. There was even one of Xinci dumping an entire bag of snacks into my arms. On the back of every photo, the word brother was scrawled in crooked childish handwriting. Xinci immediately corrected him. Dad, I was the one who searched for Fang Yuan for years. Our parents quickly set a wedding date. I didn't like elaborate ceremonies, so Xinci condensed more than 10 pages of plans into 3 things. Our families present, friends as witnesses, and the 2 of us happy. Everything else could be cut. A month before the wedding, I received a package from my Ningbing. Inside were that old phone, the engagement ring, and a note. The phone had been factory reset. The ring is yours. I'm sorry. I didn't reply. Bai Qiyu later told me that Bai Ningbing shut herself in the home we had prepared and sat there all night. Every piece of furniture in that home was something we'd once chosen together. The next day, she had the house cleared out and gave the keys to a realtor. This time, she didn't ask anyone to persuade me. The old phone went to my lawyer for safekeeping. The ring was returned to the Bai family. This time, Bai Ningbing didn't send it back. On the wedding day, Xiao Huohuo came early to help at the flower shop. He looked around at the room full of white roses. You've run a flower shop for years, and you're arranging flowers for your own wedding too. I trimmed an extra sprig. Of course, I'd use flowers I love for my own wedding. When Xinci came in, she was holding my grandmother's bracelet. She wasn't wearing a floor-length gown. Instead, she wore a crisp white formal suit. Pearl cufflinks I had chosen myself adorned her cuffs. She walked with brisk, unfussy steps. She said we'd be standing for a long time at the wedding, so the outfit had to be comfortable first. I liked that reason. She fastened the bracelet around my wrist again. Beside it was now a wedding ring. Fang Yuan, don't lose it again this time. Won't you pick it up for me? A bracelet can be picked up, but I can't lose you. Many friends we'd known since childhood came to the wedding. Bai Qiyu and Xiao Huohuo sat in the front row. I didn't notice whether Bai Ningbing came. I was too busy that day. All my attention was on Xinci. Before we exchanged rings, an old video suddenly appeared on the big screen. Xinci hadn't found the video at the last minute. Her grandmother had kept that old camcorder all these years. Mr. Shang spent 2 months restoring the tape, just to recover its blurry footage. In the footage, little Xinci's face was covered in mud. She followed close behind me. Fang Yuan, where are we going today? Fang Yuan, you can have all my snacks. Fang Yuan, will you still look out for me when we grow up? In the video, I had a wooden stick slung over my shoulder and answered with childish swagger. Of course, if anyone bullies you, just tell them my name. The whole room laughed, but my eyes turned red. Xinci took my hand. Later, Fang Yuan went back to the city. Every day, I waited for you to come back. When you didn't, I studied hard instead. I thought that one day, I could go to the city and find you. I finished school early and stayed at Nankai University to teach. because I found out your flower shop was nearby. The first time I entered your shop was by chance. Every visit after that was deliberate. I looked at her. You even waited until the end to take out the bracelet on purpose? I was afraid that if I returned it too soon, I wouldn't have a reason to see you again. The guest broke into laughter again. This little girl who seemed so innocent and clingy, to remain at Nankai University, had finished her studies early, and followed the flower shop address to find me. She saved the bracelet for last, because she feared that after I took it, I would turn around and forget her. But she never manipulated my choices. She arranged for us to meet, but whether I drew close to her, or whether we married was entirely my decision. When the officiant asked whether I was willing, I didn't look at the cue cards. I looked out for her when we were children. From now on, she's mine to protect. Okay, I'll be yours for life, Fang Yuan. After we exchanged rings, I took the microphone. There's one more thing I need to clarify. When I announced my marriage on social media recently, many friends mistakenly thought Bai Ningbing was the bride. So let me say it again in front of everyone today. My wife is Shang Xinci. My engagement to Bai Ningbing ended the day I found that old phone. Don't joke about childhood sweethearts anymore. And don't get Shang Xinci's name wrong again. The room fell silent. Then Xiao Huohuo was the first to applaud. You heard him. The bride is Shang Xinci. Everyone else began shouting along. Shang Xinci stood beside me. This time, she didn't use our marriage certificate to remind anyone. She only held my hand tighter. A year later, we had a daughter. Shang Xinci continued working as usual during her pregnancy, but she no longer used being busy as an excuse to skip meals. Her briefcase now held crackers and warm water, and we always kept her prenatal records in the car. For every prenatal checkup, I closed the flower shop for half a day. Neither of us had to sacrifice a career for this. We simply took turns making time. Shang Xinci put my grandmother's bracelet into a small box. When our daughter was a little older, we would tell her its story. Besides the bracelet, the little box held our 2 marriage certificates, childhood photos of us together, and our wedding boutonnieres. On the inside of the lid, Shang Xinci wrote, "Mom used this bracelet to find Dad again." That day, as I held our daughter, I saw a post Shang Xinci had made on social media. Our daughter learned to say Daddy today. Fang Yuan got jealous and insisted she say Daddy first. Below it was a photo. I was holding our daughter while she hugged me from behind. Bai Ningbing liked the post. Not long after, she removed the like. I swiped away the notification without opening it. Shang Xinci saw it, but she didn't take my phone. She only placed our daughter's tiny hand in my palm. She learned how to grab people today. Sure enough, our daughter immediately clutched my finger and wouldn't let go. Shang Xinci poked her head out of the kitchen. Fang Yuan, come eat. I placed my phone face down on the table and carried our daughter over to her. After dinner, I put my grandmother's bracelet back in its box. Then I locked the box in a drawer. I hung the drawer key by the entryway, together with our car keys and house keys. Shang Xinci hugged me from behind. Fang Yuan, we won't lose it again this time, right? I shook the ring of keys. We won't. The bracelet,